Aha, bonjour, Akanawea, bonjour, Minawa, Ginawa, Anishinaabe, Duke. Welcome back to another edition of Ojibwe Language Table with Wes Jourdain. This week we're working on lesson number 34, switching it up a little bit, and we're talking about Ozisinaganewin. Ozisinaganewin, and you might be wondering what that means. If some of you might know what Ozisinagane means, you'll definitely know this lesson is talking about setting the dinner table or setting the table. When it's dinner time, there's some families have protocol where they designate someone to set the table, and we're gonna go through just some basic some items you see at the dinner table, and we'll finish it out at the end with a couple phrases and a couple sentences we can learn that definitely go along with language learning. Here we go. Lesson 34. As always, we start out with our Ojibwe introduction. And bonjour, Anin Akinawea, Wes Jourdain, Indigenous, Gidiga Benesi Indigo, Migizi Nindu Dame, Misqua Gamiwe Zagay Gunning Nindu Unjiba, Ga Asanin Sakagnin Da. Okay, so when we have a Nisinaganewin, setting the dinner table, so to speak. And these are some of the items, and not everyone has these items at their dinner table, I suppose you could say, but just for show and to kind of explain a little bit about some of these items we see in front of us here in this slide. We're going to use these today. You might have, the fine china, you might have the paper plates, or however you do it at home. This is my example that I wanted to use today. So here we go. Ozisinaganewin. You're going to see that pop up at every slide here today. Our first one, we all have these at our tables. A puppy win. A puppy win. For one chair, a puppy win on. Puppy win on. Chairs, more than one. And throughout this presentation today, we're going to talk about one item, and then it's plural, more than one. So on these are inanimate objects. You're going to see un throughout this presentation, which means more than one. Okay, a puppy win on. Two chairs. And you might have 4 chairs at your dinner table. You might have 6, you might have 8. Depending on however your table is, you can just use a puppy win none. All right, next we have a Dupo win. A Dupo win. Table, one table, a Dupo win. A Dupo win none. A Dupo win none. 2 tables. You might have a couple tables put together. You might have a couple tables separately throughout your house. You can talk about them. You say a Dupo win none. When you're at the table, you could say a Dupo winning. I suppose you can use that, but we'll talk about that in future episodes. Tablecloths. If you use a tablecloth, there's a word for that in Ojibwe language. A Dupo winigan. A Dupo winigan. Okay, tablecloth. Onagan. Onagan. Okay, a dish or a plate. Onaganan. Dishes or plates. However you want to say that. Onagan. Onaganan. Onagan. Onaganan. Dishes or plates for plural. Next one we have is Buzakanagan. Buzakanagan. One bowl. Buzakanaganan. Buzakanaganan. 2 or more bowls. Onagants. Onagants. 1 cup. Onagantsan. Onagantsan. 2 cups. All right, next one, Badakaigan. Badakaigan. One fork. Badakaiganan. Two or more forks. Badakaiganan. Forks. All right, Amiquanates. Amiquanates. One spoon. Amiquanate son. Amiquanate son. Two or more spoons. Mokaman. Mokaman. One knife. Mukamanan. Mukamanan. Knives. Some people say knives. It's up to you how you do it. Mukamanan. Knives. Giziduneon. Giziduneon. Napkin. One napkin. Giziduneon. Giziduneonan. Giziduneonan. Two napkins or more. Giziduneon. Jiwatagan. Jiwatagan. Salt. This one loosely, Wisagud. Wisagud can be used for pepper. I don't know what else is left here. Okay, so we have a little bit of vocabulary we're going to go through too. Ozisanagane is the verb. She or he sets the table. Ozisanagane. Ozisanagane. You're commanding one person. Usually designate one person, maybe more, but usually we say Ozisanagane with the N at the end. N is our command. So set the table to one person, Ozisanagane. And I wanted to end a word we use a lot at the dinner table, and I know everyone has said it a time or two. Oh, here's the other one. Daga Ozisanagane. Okay, if daga can be used as please in this case, don't just necessarily have to use daga because it's kind of already built into the Ojibwe language. I suppose it's politely. Ozisanagane, and you can just say it's at the table. It could mean please at the table, but you want to get technical, you can put daga in there. Daga Ozisanagane, and you want to add to your words a little bit, go ahead and do that. And our last one, Ininamawa Shinji Watagan. A favorite at the dinner table, you always hear people say this. Ininamawa Shinji Watagan. Pass me the salt. Okay. Again, you can use daga in front of this. Daga Ininamawa Shinji Watagan. Daga Ininamawa Shinji Watagan. Please pass me the salt. As at the dinner table, we always use our manners, and you can throw daga in there, like I said before. But Ininamawa Shinji Watagan, pass me the salt. All right, so miigwech bizin dawiyek, binawa miigwech ki kanawaban the meg. Thank yous for listening, and thank yous for watching. Miigwech ki pijaye go manungam. Thank you guys for coming here today, and as always, gigawaba mininim minawa. I will see yous again at some point in time. I'm not too sure when. That's why we say minawa. You guys have an awesome rest of your day, evening, or night. Ayang guamazik. Ayang guamaziok. Be safe.